Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is food fraud. Last week I did a video on Faroe Island salmon, particularly Hiddenfjord, with their misleading website that says raised in the wild and has a picture of all these salmon pens out in a bay, raised in the wild. No, they're not wild salmon. It's a farm-raised salmon. And here's one of the restaurants that actually got tricked into believing that it was wild salmon and told their guests that it was wild salmon. And when I called them on the phone, insisted that no, we have wild salmon. This is salmon that's raised in the wild. And the lady who I spoke to on the phone, I said, you need to really look in depth in this and look at what they're saying and look at the website. There's pictures of a farm on the website. And as you go further down in the paragraph, it talks about their farming practices. So Periali, in New York City was the restaurant that I spoke to, and they were very understanding. Once I started flexing my muscles, so to speak, and said, you know what, this is fraud, and in some states there's fines for this, and I'm really suggesting you move the word wild off of your menu, because their menu listed it as wild salmon. And when I first called, I was told they had wild Atlantic salmon. On my second phone call, and I spoke to somebody else, they said, no, we have wild Atlantic salmon is what they were specifically saying. She goes, no, this is wild, this is wild, this is what our salesperson told us, this and this. And finally I said, hey, listen, that's not wild salmon, and you have to change your menu. This is what I'm suggesting. And I kind of flexed some muscles with them and said, hey, this is food fraud. This is downright food fraud, and you need to really change. So going to their website just 2 days later, their menu that's online, now this is online, doesn't reflect what's inside the restaurant, but their menu online no longer says wild. And you can actually see on their menu where they whited out the word wild. And it says, it said what's whited out, and it says salmon, and you can tell they whited it out. You really have to look for the whiteout, but the one clue, if you look at all their descriptions, they all begin in capital letters, their first word, followed by all lowercase letters in all of their descriptions. Well, under the salmon dish, it's lowercase salmon because they whited out the wild salmon, which was capital W. So, Perial Restaurant, good for you guys to actually take my advice and change your menu and misleading customers. I have to give you that much credit. But you know, restaurants, chefs, restaurateurs, you cannot trust what your salespeople are saying. You have to educate yourself, and ultimately you're the responsible ones here. And guests, don't believe a word some of these people are saying, because some of them just say what they want to say. And I'll have more videos on stuff like that. You can go to foodfraudtv.com, truthandmenu.com, and you can listen to some actual phone calls that I have with some top New York City restaurants and all across the country, where they just will tell you anything just to sell, just to make their stuff sound better. So do not trust, ask questions. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass them.